What was the question? That was
Yeah, can you walk us through the touchdown reception that you had? Just kind of big play, seemed like you got a big block from Bobo in front. What kind of did you see on that?
I looked at my protection first. No one came through, so I kind of just leaked out. And when he dumped it off, I just ran. And I think T-Lock and Bobo was over there blocking, so I just attacked the safety and went up the field.
Did you feel like that kind of got your offense kick-started? It's been a struggle for you guys last week, first half of this week, to have that kind of break the floodgates for you a little bit?
Yeah, I think that was good to build our momentum. We haven't been doing as well as we've been wanting to on offense, so I think that was good, and practice was good to just come together the way we did throughout the week.
How nice was it for you guys to have those final two drives offensively, to go down the field both times when you needed it, and to get this win in that way?
Yeah, it was good. It just showed we keep fighting. It was a close game and they're a real good team. But, yeah, I feel like it was good that we were able to score.
How much faith do you guys have? How much faith do you guys have in Geno in those situations, those late game stuff today?
We got a lot of faith in him. He's a great leader, and we trust in him. And I see it day in and day out. So in those situations, I'm glad we got Geno.
How does this leadership show up?
Oh, throughout practice, just throughout practice, he's a vocal leader, and I feel like he keeps the team together.
Thank you.
I know you guys thought I'd probably be wearing my hat here, but this was a really impressive finish for us in this game. The basics of what happened is we didn't turn the ball over one time, and we were +1 for the day, which we didn't take advantage of. But to not turn it over, we need to go in that direction. We've been screwing it up for the last few weeks. It was a tough game the whole time. These guys have been kind of on a roll, feeling pretty good about themselves, and you know, for good reason. They've been putting some games back to back. They were very confident and played that way. So for us to finish like we did, I thought it was really impressive to see our offense, you know, finish scoring the last 3 times we had the ball. Gino did a fantastic job of leading us down the field, and the guys, Tyler and DK, made the big plays in there with a couple cool runs by the young guys. I thought that was just a really impressive way to finish the game. Again, we saw Kenny Walker have a big factor that he played in the game with a huge, catch and run, 60-something yards, whatever, was an enormous play that we needed to break out just to kind of get going. But I thought there was a lot of things that felt normal for us. We played really hard in the fourth quarter, even though we couldn't get that last stop on defense. We did what we needed to do in offense and got the game won. They had 2 big plays in this game that are amazingly similar. They're almost the exact same scenario, what happened, and that was the difference in the game for them. And those are plays that, I have not seen that happen once, let alone happen a couple times in the same scenario. But something we can certainly fix that doesn't have to happen again, and we can get that out of our football. Jason Meyer had a great day today. Not just the 5 field goals, but the 5 field goals under pressure. He needed some pressure kicks today, and Chris Stollum and Mikey came through with him to function just perfectly to get the kicks done. And that's a great day for Jason, and we're going to need him. Going to need him all the way down the stretch. This is a good game for his confidence and just the boost, reminding us who he is. So a lot of cool things today. And Leonard had his first sack as a Seahawk. That was fun. Mafe continues going. I don't know what does he have a record going here or something like that? 7 straight. I don't know how the heck he do that, but he's doing it, and really proud of him. As we've talked about him so much during the season about his growth and really the transition from year 1 to year 2, it's obvious he's playing with the big boys now. He's up in there and having a chance to really put together a great season. He's already had a terrific season, so really fired up for him in that regard. I'm sure I forgot somebody to talk about here, but this was a big deal for us. It's a big deal after last week to come back and play good football and play hard. We came right back and played the way we've been playing the last 6 weeks, from start to finish, playing tough and hard, and they haven't been all, pretty wins all the way, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way we finished today and the attitude and their resolve about getting this win done, and that's going to help us right down the stretch. So we turn the corner. Here we go.
What'd you think of Gino on those last 2 drives?
I thought he was almost perfect, all but maybe was perfect. The throws he had to come up with, the calls, the poise, the cadence, running the club, the whole thing. He was perfect. I thought he was just exactly what we would hope we could see in him. I'm sure he had great numbers today. He must have had terrific numbers, but more than that, he just came through, just like we're counting on. And so our third downs weren't quite good enough, but we were close, and we got to keep working to get those better.
Third game with a game-winning drive this season. What about his style, personality?
He's really, you guys don't get a chance to see how poised he is, how calm he is. We talked just before the last drive. I said, if we got to go to overtime, we'll go to overtime. Let's make great decisions here. He was totally in tune with what we were talking about, and he just picked away and knocked us right down the field, But he really is poised, and he's really confident, and he's clear as a bell to talk to. There's no distraction in him at all, and that's why he was available for that moment, and he came through.
Sometimes one play can really change things for an offense. This has been a group that's been struggling quite a bit the last few weeks, but how much do you see that touchdown catch by Ken Walker really awakening everything for this group? It seems like the group.
Well, I think it was Kenny doing what he does. He's awesome in the open field. Made it look easy, to go 60-something yards. But it was just a lift. It was a lift because we have been, fighting every step of the way. We needed something big to happen to have some fun, and feel it. And he came through in a great way.
Mix of both running backs, how you like it?
Oh man, we gotta love Zach, man. He's coming in there and he lights us up with his downhill running, his physical nature. They're totally different styles, and I couldn't love that more. I've been saying that for a long time. I love that we have a 1-2 punch or a 2-1 punch. It doesn't matter. Those guys can really make it happen.
You guys had really had him in control defensively, basically, until the fourth quarter. Wasn't it? Those last 2 drives or something?
Yeah, well. It was a play. It was really one play. It was the scramble, and we lost coverage on the scramble, and he dumps it over the top to the back, and he runs down the sidelines. Those were just 2 huge plays in this game that they just didn't have to happen. give them credit. They figured out how to make some yards out of it, but the likelihood of that coming up and happening again, not very good.
What happened at the end of the first half? You guys had an opportunity to get a field goal.
Yeah, we didn't get it. I screwed up on the. I should have got his timeout. I was fighting to reset the clock with the official, and I couldn't get it done. And I should have called timeout before we did. I think it was we had to delay a game. That was the one I was worried about.
You had said you wanted to help Geno Smith. How do you think the team helped him all week and even today?
I think it was a beautiful illustration of it. Everybody did right down the stretch. That's all we ever hoped to do about finishing, is just keep doing stuff that's right and outlast them and have the chance to win if it takes us to the last play of the game. And the guys, that's exactly what it felt like out there. It was really a great illustration of everybody around him because he got great play from everybody. The catches and the catch and runs. DK had a marvelous day. Tyler starred on this day, and the running backs did great stuff. So that's what we're talking about. He doesn't have to be the whole show. He needs to be the point guard and be in the middle of it, and he was exactly that today. Yeah, man. And the great cause fumble was a fantastic play. So clear the intent. He knew exactly the situation he did. I got the quarterback. I got him held up. I got a chance, and he just outcompeted him for the football and got the ball out. And it was a great play. But the pass breakups, and I think a couple of them might have been against McLaurin too, and challenged him right from the get-go. One of the first passes of the game, he's all over and makes a play. He continues to show us he's this very special football player, and we're lucky to have him on our side.
And there were moments early, though, where Geno, the whole offense just kind of do a lot of yards but not able to turn it into point touchdowns.
Yeah, we didn't fire just right on a couple of the third down opportunities. He took some tough throws, and there was a couple balls. He throws the ball to the fans, looked like, oh, what a terrible throw, and the receiver kind of pulled out and tried to adjust to what he was seeing in coverage. So it looks like like the throw's bad. We have to work together. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's got to help. It's not just a one-man show, and sometimes guys make some decisions that don't work for the QB. And you look at him like he can't throw the ball to anybody. But so it's just a matter of just getting better and staying with it. This is really important for us. It's the turn of the half of the season, I guess. It seems funny. We're in the second half, right? You can't figure it out these days. But we're in the second half of the season, and to get a win here at home is just marvelous for our fans and for our players.
Referring to the fan play in the right slot first half, the play you said looks like it didn't.
Next.
You talked this week about he needed to take that step forward and he's back. Is this the kind of game you need to see for him?
I got to look at the film. I really don't have much to say about that. I don't know how he did. But those guys didn't have a big factor, good receivers and a throwing game that they've really, been having a lot of success with. I thought we held up okay out there.
He had a fumble recovery behind us in the ball.
Yeah, I think, that fumble recovery is pretty, he should make that.
Jason's, I think, 16 of his last 17 after those struggles early on. I guess what made you confident early on that he was going to turn that around?
Because we know his way, how he handles stuff, and the competitor that he is, his habits, his mentality is just unwavering. And so as long as he's strong, and he makes me strong, and so I've got all the commitment in the world to back him up. I think I said something a long time ago about that. He's the real deal, and he's a great kicker. And shoot, he showed you again today. So it doesn't mean everybody hits everything forever. They go up and down, and they have a couple misses here and there, and then you fight your way back to who you are. And he's a fantastic player.
Second to last drive, you went for on 4th and 5. I think it was 57-yard field goal at that point. At what point were you going to kick versus going for it?
You have to find out when that happens, okay? There's no reason for me to tell anybody that.
Tyler took that shot early. For him to kind of play through that.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he got up was, it was the kid didn't mean to do that, but he runs into the hit like that, and it was very, it was an obviously big hit, and I think they handled it right, I guess, but it didn't waver. He didn't waver. Yeah, they had a great game after that. So. He's a total pro. He's the consummate pro, and he showed it again today. The poise that he has, you can. We all know him well enough to feel the poise when here comes the ball and he goes down to make the catch, or he works the sidelines or whatever he has to do. He just does it in just classic Tyler fashion. So we had a great game from him today.
DK had a lot of big catches down the stretch too, including that last one. I guess just what
What's in him that happens?
His focus was great today. He was just tuned in. I don't know if you noticed how much he was hustling around and all that, but his focus was excellent. And there wasn't a play that it seemed like he wasn't there and available for it. It was, it was really clear to us. I thought he had a terrific game.
Did it seem like he came through pretty clean injury-wise? Anything?
Yeah, the only thing we had is Derek Young's abdomen thing. Something might have happened there. He's the only guy on the injury report.
Anything else?
See ya.
What you guys got for me?
Bobby, how'd it feel to get that kind of win late, coming off of what happened last weekend?
I think in this league, it's definitely good to get a win. Last week it didn't turn out how we wanted to, but we were able to come out and through all the things that happened, we still had a win.
Gino's ability to sort of do that, it's about the third time we've kind of seen him this year do that. I guess you guys kind of see that all week in practice, right? He kind of has this demeanor to be able to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, we see it all week. He's always very, very composed, regardless of what's going on in the game, regardless of what happens. He comes out and he's going to make the right read, make the right play, especially in a crunch time. He did a really, really good job of making plays. DK did a really good job, too. So to come back after last week and be able to close the game out, put us in a chance to win, speaks a lot about, Gino.
How did you feel? What you guys played defensively?
I think we did okay. We had moments where we did really well. We had moments where we needed to clean things up. So we just got to get better.
Was there anything, those last two drives they had, you guys have really been stopping them for the most part. There were a couple of big plays in those last two drives. Was there something they were doing there?
I don't think it was anything they did new or anything like that. I think it's just us need to be disciplined and make sure we make the plays we need to make.
How exciting is it to be able to week in, week out see some of these young guys continue to come through with big plays? Witherspoon with 3 pass breakups, Mafe making team history today.
Yeah. Just the growth of those guys has been really, really fun to watch. Mafe, he gets a sack every week. It's really been cool. Not just the sacks, it's just the composure. Everybody, keep talking about, the record, talking about him being able to do those things, but he doesn't let that bother him. He just locks in and he does his job and he does it at a high level. Spoon to spoon, he's going to make plays, and he's going to bring that energy. There's a lot of guys that we could talk about, but every week they're making more and more plays, and it's helping our team.
On the Gibson touchdown, did you guys bump into each other at the top of that route?
I don't know. I haven't watched film.
The two late down the sideline plays of the running backs, are those almost just playground, unpredictable plays, or how do you guard against something that late in the play breaking down?
I think we just got to do a better job of understanding. Sometimes, when the quarterback gets out of pocket, you want to kind of leave coverage and, go make the play. But it's tough. If you don't leave, then he gets the first down. If you do, then he throws it over your head. So it's just, plays that we have to do a better job of not letting him get out in the first place to make those plays.
Big picture, how every win's important in this league. After what happened last week, how big is it to win like this?
It's so hard to win in this league. And so any win is a good win because you can go back and you can fix the mistakes that you made. You want to keep getting better, and I think that's what we're doing. We just need to, speed it up.
Did Leonard Williams say
Nah, he's just, he's a professional, so he just, came in. I think, we were all excited because watching the film, we played New York, or they played New York, and he got a sack against them, and then this is his second time playing against them, so it was cool seeing him get that sack and be able to celebrate in front of our fans.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
What's going through your head on a game winner like that when you're out there as far as anything, just trying to block it all out?
Yeah, just trying to keep it all the same. Every kick, first quarter, game winner, keep it all the same. That's kind of the best way that I've learned that I like to go about, kicks no matter what the situation is. So trying to keep it all the same is kind of my goal, my mindset every kick.
They call timeout. Do you care when they call timeout in situations like that?
No, it was cool. With the big catch from DK, it kind of felt like everything was kind of moving quick anyway. So I was like, it's good for us. Stoley got a good snap, practice snap. And again, like that was his first NFL game-winning snap, which is, goes unnoticed, but the thing was perfect, just like he's been all year. So happy for him, happy for the whole team.
Early in the season, when you had a couple of misses, Pete was really quick to back you up and say good things. Was that important when your head coach has your back like that when things aren't going well?
Yeah, I mean that's why people love playing here. Is it's the game of football. You're never going to be perfect throughout the whole year, throughout your whole career. So when you're somewhere where they believe in players, they believe in getting you through situations where most teams would just let you go, or situations like that. That's why people love playing for this organization, love playing for Pete. So.
You've had a few game-winning kicks. You've been in the NFL a while. Do you still get nervous in situations like that when the game's on the line?
Just like the other question, I try and keep it all the same. You learn through different kicks, different situations, to how to prioritize that more and more. But that's the nature of being a kicker in the NFL. Is you're going to be in those situations, and I love the situation, so it's fun.
What's the most nervous you've been before a kick? Like, what kick were you most anxious about?
Probably my first NFL kick. Yeah.
Is there a routine, without telling us, that you go into, the offense has the ball, they're moving down there? Is there a certain time you begin to go into your pre-kick routine?
Once we get the ball back on offense, like, the three of us kind of we have a routine that we have on the sideline with the net and everything. So once we get the ball back, it doesn't really matter what the drive is for the game. It's all the same.
Anything else, guys? Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
First home game here, how was it?
It was pretty electric, I'm not going to lie. On that 2-minute drive with the defense, I had to literally have Bobby scream in my ear what the play was because I couldn't hear anything. But I love the energy. I love the atmosphere here. I love the team, and it was a great first home game.
How'd it feel to get your first sack here in that first home game?
That felt awesome. Coming into this, I feel like I obviously want to show the team what I got and stuff like that, and it was, it felt great to get a sack for the first home game in front of the crowd, in front of my teammates and coaches and stuff like that, and just hopefully it's the first of many.
How much you play Washington every week?
What's that?
I said you want to play Washington every week. You seem to get sacks on.
They were in our division when I was with the Giants, so I know them pretty well. I know their O-line pretty well. We studied them a lot. They also are a big passing team, so they kind of give us opportunities to rush the passer.
You've only been teammates with them for a little bit, but Boye and Mafe got sacks in 7 straight games. What kind of feat is that for a young pass rusher?
I kept telling him congratulations today. He's a great football player, and he's also very humble. Last week I even found out he was on 6, and I kept trying to tell him congratulations, and he's just like, that's nothing. So I think having that type of mindset is the reason why he's continuing to make plays, and you even see it in practice. He's a big effort guy. He has the talent, but he also plays with a lot of effort.
How important is it for you guys to bounce back with this game after everything you're lost?
I mean, I think that was big. You know, my first game here, lost pretty bad to Baltimore. You know, but what stood out to me was that you could tell it wasn't the norm for this team. You know, when they lost like that, they were, you know, so many guys came up to me apologizing, saying sorry for losing like that and stuff like that. So you could just tell they, you know, they took it, that loss pretty bad. And, you know, this is big that, you know, we turned it around and going back on pace for what we got to do.
Did this week feel easier as a whole for you compared to last week?
Yeah, it's been easier. I wouldn't say it's easy yet. I'm definitely still adjusting, still adapting, you know, but as far as the playbook, I think I had a little bit less questions on game day today than I did last week. I did finally move into a house about 2 days ago, so it's nice being out of the hotel and out of suitcases and all that. But, you know, I think maybe a week or two more, I'll finally feel like at home, but it's still been a big adjustment, and I'd be lying if I said it, you know, wasn't pretty hard.
Everybody talks about changing schemes when you change teams, but how much of an adjustment is it getting to play with new teammates and figuring out what makes them click and being able to have chemistry and gel up front?
I mean, I think it's a big deal, learning your teammates. You know, learning the scheme and stuff like that, you kind of learn pretty quickly, but it's like learning the guy next to you on the left and right of you is like also just as big of a deal, and I think that takes longer than learning the system and playbook. You know, me playing with Dexter Lawrence and the Giants for so long, there was times where we could just look at each other and know what we want to do, you know what I mean? And like building that type of chemistry is important to me. And, you know, I'm a, you know, make it a point of emphasis to get to know all these guys individually off the field as well.
Anything else? Thanks, Leo.
Yep, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Bounce back win for you guys. How important is it to get back?
We couldn't walk out of here without a dub, man, so it was very important.
And just in that, what was the practice week like leading up to this, and then how did you feel like you guys played overall?
I think the practice leading up to the week was it was clean. You know, we were flying around the ball and obviously trying to get our, you know, adjustments right, fixing, you know, any mistake we made from last week. So obviously we knew going into it they were going to try to attack us using some of the play calling that, you know, we gave up last week. And obviously they had some leaky yardage on a couple of things. You know, I can speak for myself as far as the first touchdown. I should have made that play, that sack. We call those layups, and I missed the layup.
Were you almost 2 free on that play?
Man, I was almost 2 free, boss. Honestly, just eyes was just so big, man, and like a kid in the candy store. And obviously, I didn't make the play like I wanted to, but you know, we move on and we learn.
Kind of feel like the offense had you guys back today. You know, you guys get the touchdown and they go down there and win.
Hell yeah, they had our back, man. I'm just glad we ain't going overtime, man. You know what I'm saying? That knee was biting on me. So, I'm just glad we came out victorious right there.
What about Geno Smith, you think? This is his 3rd game when he dropped this season.
Yeah.
What about his demeanor?
Well, you know, obviously everybody's going to put the heat on Geno because he's the quarterback and whatnot. You know, he just rose to the challenge like he always does, man. And he came out and he had it on his mind. He knew, obviously, he was going to go down there and punch it in. And, you know, the chemistry those guys have in 2 minutes is very special. And anytime we get that ball, you know, we know we have a chance.
What's it like for you, Jamal, playing? I know you're back from the injury, but it sounds like you're still dealing with it. What's it like to play with that?
It's tough. But, you know, obviously I don't want to sit up here and make excuses for anything. Obviously, you know, just being out a year it's a big adjustment to get back and get in the flow of things, tackling, covering, blitzing, all of that plays a key role. But obviously, you know, just keeping my knee warm on the sidelines throughout the game, that's the main key. And obviously, you know, playing on turf, versus grass is a little bit different as far as, pounding and an impact. But, man, I'm just grateful to be out there. Anytime I can be out there and finish a game, God is good.
Does it feel like something that you're going to have to deal with for the long term, or is it just because, it's still only a little more than a year from the year?
I think it's just going to be a year. I was kind of already told, when I did tear my knee, that it's going to be a year process as far as, when I do get back out there, getting everything back, explosion and cutting and whatnot, not having the pain or dealing with the achiness on top of my kneecap. I was told that early on. The competitor in me, I was looking at my doc saying, no, I'm going to be all right. I'm not worried about that. But he was damn sure, he was right. I'm dealing with it, and it's going to be a year. But obviously, again, I'm just grateful to be out there with my teammates. Anything I can do to impact the game, that's what I'm going to do.
The thing you sometimes have on the sideline in between series is that's to warm your knee up?
Yeah, it's like a little heating pad, you could say. It has a little vibration as well on it, and just keeping my knee warm and showing it some love, and throughout each series. But, obviously when it gets colder outside, that does play a factor.
How you feel about Jason Myers today?
He money. Big money. Obviously, again, man, going into it, we were hot on the sideline. I know I was. Just, the fact that we, gave up that last touchdown to tie the game up. And we had enough time. Obviously, we knew that the offense was going to go down there and punch the ball in. But when J-Ma got close enough, when DK caught that ball, it was a wrap. We knew that.
What stood out to you about Mafe during his recent sack streak?
He's just going to keep adding to it. Special player, very coachable, even better person off the field. And I'm just looking forward to watching his whole career because it's going to be special.
Some of the plays you made today across the field, the last third down and forced a 4th and 1, do you make that play maybe a month ago? Is that a sign of progress with the knee and coming back?
I mean, when I'm on that field, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to try. You know what I mean? I can't really speak for the past as far as, if I would have or not. But, man, I knew we needed that play. And obviously, that was my job, and I had to go make it happen.
Thanks, Mo.
Thank you.
How we doing?
How'd that one feel, Gino?
Great to get a win. Great to get a win, especially at home in front of our fans. I thought the crowd was electric once again. And, it's always good to get a win.
What was that chemistry like with DK on the final drive? You targeted him 3 times, I think, right?
Yeah, DK and I, he's such a special player. Anytime we get a chance to get him the ball, especially when the game's on the line, he continues to show up and show you exactly who he is. I believe he's one of the better receivers in the game. I feel like, he played a tremendous game today, and we got to keep that up. We got to keep building on that.
Right before that was 4 balls to Tyler Lockett. Just to have both those guys out there with the game on the line, something like that.
Yeah, as you can see, D coordinators are trying just about everything to guard those guys, and it's really hard, for them to do it. So, either they're going to, they're going to double DK or they're going to double Tyler. And my job is to find the single, the guy who's matched up one-on-one. Typically those guys win their one-on-ones, and, I felt like Tyler had a great game. But it really started with protection, started with play calling. I felt like, all 11 played together today, no matter the circumstance. Started out a little rough, but we still got to, found a way to get it done.
You've always prioritized winning above everything else, but you've also been a little hard on yourself when you don't play the way you want to play. To come out today, put up 367 yards, no turnovers, have a day like that. How important is that for you?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter to me personally. Like I always tell you guys, I know who I am as a player. I know exactly what I can do, and I always remain confident in that. But I felt like just to get a win, coming back after last week, felt like we did a lot of uncharacteristic things in that last game. And it was important for us to kind of get back to who we are today. And I felt like we did that. Like I said, I feel like Shane called an amazing game. I felt like the O-line did exactly what they were supposed to do. They were great in the run game, great in the passing game. It allowed us to, really just dial up some plays and get some guys going. And even with that, I still feel like we left some stuff out there. So a lot of room for improvement.
When you dump off that pass to Ken, are you thinking, hey, this is maybe a 5-10 yard gain? And then how did you see that sort of play out?
Yeah, anytime Ken gets the ball, man, it's a chance for a touchdown. And so whenever you dump it off to him, 3-yard pass, 60-something yard touchdown, I'll take them all like that. And Ken's such a great player. You just got to figure out ways to get him the ball in space. We were trying to attack a different part of the field on that. They took it away. I felt like I did something I was supposed to do, which check it down, and was rewarded by a great play by Ken.
Pete said he told you that going to overtime before that last series, that going to overtime was okay.
Yeah.
And did you have that? Did you change your approach in any way at all because of that, or?
Not at all. Not at all. And I think that was Coach's way of reminding me, not to do nothing crazy with the football right there. But, when we're in that situation, we're right at home. We practice that every single day in the VMAC. We knew exactly how much time we had, how many timeouts, just about everything that we needed to do. We knew what to do. And like I said, I feel like Shane called a great game down the stretch. DK made some tremendous plays. I mean, just being exactly who he is. And then how about J-Mod just going in there and finishing the game off, really doing what he did, making 5 field goals. We needed every one of them.
In games like that, how important is level-headedness? What does that provide you clarity-wise in the situation?
It's everything. It's everything. And, Coach Carroll did a great job last night talking to the team. He talked about quieting, the voice in the head, right? Quieting the mind. And for me, and maybe some other players, I feel like I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I'm pushing myself to be the best I can be, and, sometimes that gets to me. But, Coach did a great job at making sure that I was level-headed and had a clear mind, and that allowed me to go out there and play the game I played.
What do you remind yourself of in that moment? What do you go back to? Is there a cue or something that gets you back there?
No, not really a cue. Just playing football. Going out there and finishing the game, do the next right thing, whatever that is, and making sure that I'm, always being in the right frame of mind so that I can go out there and just play clear, level-headed, and make the right plays.
You said sometimes you're your own worst enemy. Yet this is the third time this season you've let up late game here when you drive like that. What do you think? Pete used your word poise. What do you think it is that allows you to be in the right headspace in those moments?
I think, like you said, poise. That's a key factor in it. You got to be calm. The guys got to feel that calmness from you. You don't want to get, antsy or anything in the huddle, and, guys get a little nervous. So being calm, but also just being in that position so many times throughout my lifetime playing football, knowing that, you're either going to make the play or you're not. It's kind of ironic. I was listening to Kobe Bryant, one of his interviews, and he was talking about missing a game-winning shot, and he's unpacking what are you worried about? Are you a failure if you miss it? And I truly believe there is no failure. You just learn. And so if you whether you win or you lose, you got to continue to learn. And I think today we got it done, and that was all that mattered.
What were you thinking at halftime? Because you guys have put up a lot of yards, but you only got the 9 points and a couple of 4th downs that hadn't gone right and stuff like that.
Yeah. I felt like we were moving the ball. I felt like we kind of moved the ball up and down the field and then just weren't able to finish in the red zone. Something we talk about always, just trying to finish in the red zone. And, we knew that we get those opportunities again in the second half, and we all collectively said, we're going to finish. When the time comes, we're going to finish in the end zone, and it felt like we did that when we needed to.
It looked like you guys were protesting the grounding call at the end of the half there. What did officials tell you about that?
I just called intentional grounding, and I thought it wasn't, but they called it. So just some things I can correct on that, maybe get the ball out faster so that they don't have to make that call.
Were you just trying to draw them offsides on that 1 4th down, or?
Yeah, just try to get them offsides.
What did you learn this week? You said it's not failure, it's learning. What did you learn?
Shoot, man, that you got to keep playing. You got to keep on playing. The game's never over, which we know. We've done this, time and time again. But it's always a constant, learning experience. That's just life in general. So just trying to learn from every single test, every single opportunity.
He does it a lot, but are you still, just wow sometimes with some of those toe tap catches that Tyler makes?
Yeah. Every time you see it, man, it's like a wowing thing, man. Tyler is, again, he's got those small feet, man. He just knows how to get him in bounds. And, he's going to continue to make those plays. He practices that, but he's really great at it.
Are you also surprised to see sometimes how wide open he can get?
Yeah, not surprised, but very happy. Love for him to get wide open every single time, so make the throws easier. But, he's a great player. He's a guy we depend on, and he comes through, every single week.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Good evening.
Teammates have been talking about this sack streak for several weeks running. What does it mean to you now, though, to actually have that in your name exclusively, solely?
I mean, for me, it's just another accomplishment. Biggest thing for me is just understanding that it's bigger than me, This is a testament to the things that we were working on in the offseason, a testament to a lot of guys who wanted to buy in and understand that what we had to do this year, especially where we were last year and how we were getting better in certain situations. So it's one of the things that we want to strive to get better at, and then now it's coming to fruition.
You got the sack on the inside stunt on Wiley. How tough was he to get by then? Right tackle for them. How tough was he to get by then?
I mean, there's a lot of different situations. They had a lot of variations of chips and running back chips and tight end chips, helping off in the situation to keep the outside open. So, it's one of the things that you have to understand and adjust to and get ready for, and, understand that you have to adjust your game plan and how you may have thought you were going to attack them this week, may change a little bit.
Are you feeling more tension recently than in the early game?
I mean,
From blocking schemes?
I feel as if, every team has a different way they want to neutralize, teams. And sometimes they set double chip. Sometimes they set, quick hot routes, one-step drops, cutting. There's a lot of different variations that teams can different variations of ways that teams can slow edge rushers down.
How surprised were you that last touchdown when you hit his arm, the ball actually got there? It looked like you were pretty surprised.
Yeah, I thought I at least affected the throw a little bit. I felt as if, stopping his forward progression, I thought he wouldn't be able to make the reach to throw, but seeing that it got there, caught me off guard.
Where's the football go? Did you have the football from the sack?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Football, no.
Just big picture for you guys to come back from last week and get a win. How big was that for you guys?
I mean, it's everything. It's one that we talk about. As a team, we talked about, we had to put last week behind us and understand, get back on track. And that's what we kept saying all week is get back on track, be who we are as a team and know what we're going to do. And, we pride ourselves on our run defense. And today we did that, 68 yards, doing those things, keeping them under 100 yards, and just getting back on track and being the team that we know we can be.
On that sack, Leonard Williams had two guys across from him on that stunt, and he was able to drive them back. What's it been like getting to know him and being able to play with him here these first couple weeks since that trade?
He's a great player. He's one of those guys, he's ready to just go out there and play, and he has fun doing it. So it's easy to go out there and play with somebody like that, and it helps a lot tremendously. Having that energy in the room, having a person that's willing to do that, it's a different type of job, being a 3 technique and understanding what's going on. So just being out there, being willing to do those things is, it's very helpful.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What up? What up?
You mean the king tonight or something?
You said what?
You beating royalty tonight or something?
No. I had some teammates, say that I didn't know how to dress, so I had to kind of show them I knew what I was doing.
The last 2 drives, the way the offense was able to come through, it was a day that maybe was a little up and down for you guys on the field. What does that tell you about your quarterback and just your offense to come through in those moments?
Man, I think it was big, man. We had, some tough times during the game, but we kept fighting. We found a way. Just those last 2 drives, we were able to drive the ball down, take some time off the clock, and everybody was making plays. And I think, that's the thing that we want to be able to see in our offense is everybody getting the opportunity to be able to make plays. Like Jackson was able to start the game off, and, he had us rolling on offense. And I think that's the best part about this team is that it's hard for defenses to try to just focus on one person. And so it opens the scheme, it opens up the game plan for a variety of players on our team. And so that was just big. Those last 2 drives, very big because it seemed like, the Commanders did a great job adjusting, but we was able to find a way and keep going, and the running game helped us out a lot.
Did you get rattled much at all that big stuff early?
I stayed down a little bit, but, I ended up having to go through protocols and stuff, and then they told me that I was all right.
After the touchdown, what you maybe saluted, or was that a celebration?
Yeah, JP was telling us, if we scored, to be able to salute the soldiers and stuff. So wanted to be able to salute to all the veterans and just let them know that we appreciate them.
Tyler, where do you think Gino's poise and big moments, game-winning drive moments comes from?
I don't know. I mean, that's an answer he probably had to tell you, but I mean, I thought he did a great job. I mean, obviously we've seen some of the things that he can do, the poise that he had last season. So just to be able to see how everything's carrying on now, I think, a lot of it goes without not pressing. Just going out there and playing, understanding it's just a game, it's just football. At the end of the day, you win or lose, but you just try to keep getting better. And I think he did a great job going through his progressions, going through his reads, not letting things affect him. And he made a lot of great plays out there that helped us win this game.
Kicker can be a tough job where so much pressure on you in those late game moments. Just what Jason was able to do today,
five field goals, 5 for 5. I mean, big time, especially in games like this when every single play matters, every type of point matters, regardless if it's a touchdown or a field goal. And so defense did a great job holding the other team to field goals, which kept us in the game and allowed us to be able to find ways to either kick a field goal or score a touchdown. And when it all came down to the last play, Jay Myers was able to hit it right down the middle.
First half, you guys moved the ball a lot, but only had the 9 points. So was there any sort of frustration at halftime at all, or do you just kind of feel like it's going to break eventually? Or?
No, I mean, it wasn't frustration. I think we know that it's the NFL and that it's going to be games like this where it's going to be the team that does right longer that's going to be able to win. And, obviously, in a perfect world, anybody that's watching the game on TV, you don't want, the offense to go in and try to figure out how to score with 50 seconds left because everybody's thinking OT. But, we all trust each other. We seen what the defense did when we played Baltimore, holding them when they were trying to score on the 2-minute. They've held us. I mean, they helped us when we were trying to go score on 2-minute. And then whenever they went out there, things happened, but they trusted that we were going to go out there and we made a play. And so we practice it all the time. And so, we don't just sit here and say, all right, let's get ready for OT. It's like, no, we're going to try to go score. And I think Gino did a great job with going through his reads, like we said, taking what the defense gave him, not trying to be too aggressive, but knowing when to take his shots and when not to.
It's been a tough couple weeks on offense, especially with the last game in Baltimore. But how much does a play like what Ken Walker came through there, how much does that lift weight off the shoulders of everybody?
Oh, yeah. That was a big-time play. I mean, I think it was a game-changing moment for us as an offense, just to be able to throw, kind of like your check down. And just for Ken, when he gets the ball in his hands, he can go anywhere. He could probably do anything with it. And we think he's probably going to score almost every single time when you watch how electrifying he is when he gets the ball in his hands. And so, we call it split two. Once he split to two of the defenders, and once he gets into a race, I don't think I've seen many people who could be able to catch him unless they just have a really great angle.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.